Welcome back to Jay's Oracle. I'm your host, Jay. And once again, I am experimenting and trying out something new. So I am introducing a new spread, which really is an old spread, but it has a Jay's proprietariness to it. This is going to be the Jay's Z spread, not Jay-Z, the Jay's Z spread, which is basically a past, present, future spread. This should be a little bit shorter. Should only be 9 cards, and of course a root card. And it's going to begin at the bottom. The bottom right is where it begins. Then it goes to the left. Then it climbs up diagonally to the upper right. Then it goes to the left and finishes. So take a good look at that spread, and this is going to be the past, present, and future, the Jay's Z spread for Capricorn for either mid or late February. So I'm thinking that I might have the Z spread come in toward the middle or end of the month. So let's look at the very first card you got, Capricorn. That's in the past. You got the Sun. Generally considered a positive card, the Sun relates to energy, vitality, confidence, success, and good times. It signifies a time of new beginnings, of things going well, of accomplishment, success, and contentment. You feel cheerful and self-confident, full of life and vitality, ready to undertake new projects and make changes for the better. Whatever you are planning, you feel a great deal of enthusiasm for it and aren't worried about the outcome. You may be starting more than one project or upgrading something in your life, such as moving to a better paying, more satisfying job, remodeling your home, or moving to a sunnier climate. That's the first card you got in the past. And the next card that you got in the past is the Four of Cups, which represents a state of apathy and withdrawal. However, this may be a necessary rest from the hectic excitement represented by the 3. It's a time to get away by yourself and just drift and dream for a while before getting back into your daily grind. You're in a state of withdrawing your emotions from a situation or a person. After intense emotional involvement, you may need some space in which to be yourself. There's a feeling of letdown after buildup, as in the postpartum blues, or when you have to face the daily grind of ordinary life, dealing with all the nitty-gritties of making a marriage work. So this is pretty interesting, because in the past you got the Sun, which is great, but then you get the apathy card, which I think what might have happened in the past, you had this really great energy going on, and maybe it felt sort of stagnant, and you were sort of unsatisfied because maybe things were going a little too well and there were no challenges, or it was boring. It could have been boring. So let's take a look at the next card. The next card you got in the past is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is often shown leaning forward on a fully charging horse, his sword held upright and forward as if he is ready to encounter an enemy. He is definitely on the attack, and by his expression, he expects to win the battle. He can represent a person who is overly aggressive or argumentative, who lives in attack mode. Or he can mean that you are aggressively pursuing a lifestyle that will allow you to live out your own philosophical ideals. As a messenger, the Knight of Swords may bring bad news that relates to you personally or to someone close to you. Some kind of conflict is at hand, usually of a mental nature. There could be violent differences of opinion around you, with angry messages being sent and received. Or if this knight is not a person, you may be so focused on your intellectual pursuits that you are neglecting other facets of your life. You may be expressing your ideas too forcefully, and are antagonizing the opposition. Diplomacy may be called for in a situation. So in the past, you had this really beautiful sun energy, and I think you got bored and I don't know what happened, Capricorn. Did you become antagonistic? It's possible. So let's move on to the present. Now, the first card you got in the present is the Six of Cups, which signifies nostalgia and happy memories of time gone by. Maybe you're thinking about the time in the past when you had the sun, huh? This card refers to a sentimental remembrance of things past. These pleasant and comforting memories can be used to better your future to build on. Knowing that you have been happy in the past will enhance your ability to be happy in the future. You are experiencing some feelings that are connected to your past that will shed light on your future. You are feeling calm and collected about past events, putting them into perspective, and beginning to understand how they engender fruition in the present, a future renewal. So that's something to think about. Right now, presently, you're feeling nostalgic and thinking about the past when the sun was shining. And you might even be thinking about how the universe handed you something and you felt you didn't really want it because you already had it. It's something to think about. And the next card that you got in the present is the Five of Swords, which suggests the double-edged nature of the sword. One edge signifies defeat, misfortune, betrayal, and loss. The other suggests learning to accept the boundaries we all must face and live with. Fives are about adjusting, and this five indicates you are adjusting to some kind of change brought on by distress or loss. It's an uncomfortable process, but a necessary one. Is it possible that in the past you had that bright sun, then the universe gave you a gift, you rejected it, and you became aggressive about something? And now in the present, you're nostalgic and you're looking back on the past thinking, oh my God, why did I reject that gift? And now you're living with loss. Change is a part of life, and the more you resist it, the more difficult you make things for yourself. Whatever needs to be changed, your lifestyle, your philosophy, your inner beliefs about yourself, now is the time to get to work and bring those changes into your daily life. So in the present tense, it's time for you to make some changes, Capricorn. And the last card you got in the present is the Nine of Cups, which is the best pip card in the entire tarot deck. It's called the Wish card. It indicates great joy and happiness, all your dreams coming true and getting what you wish for. It's like winning the lottery and meeting Mr. or Miss Right all on the same day. Even the most negative interpreters have nothing bad to say about this card. It means success, triumph, everything you want and hope for. When the Nine of Cups appears, ask yourself, what is it I really want? The card's answer is that you will get it. So presently, even though you're looking back on the past and you're sort of probably in a regret mode for rejecting something the universe gave you, and you're dealing with that loss and you're adjusting to the change, you're still going to get a wish, Capricorn. So make sure you know what you're wishing for, and try not to take for granted any gifts the universe gives you. Now, the first card in the future for you, Capricorn, is the Empress. You are in a position of nurturing someone else or several others. This could be caring for children or the sick, or being supportive of a spouse or friend in need. This card could also refer to a pregnancy or the desire for pregnancy. It is appropriate for you to be nurturing now, Capricorn, for you have the inner strength and the ability to do so without harming or depleting yourself. So it looks like in the future you're going to be very fertile, and you're going to be nurturing and taking care of others. Now, the next card you got for the future is the Four of Swords, which is the Rest card. It's a card of respite after the sorrow or misfortune of the three. It represents rest and recuperation, of working on your problems quietly and with faith. You feel the need for introspection and solitude, a necessary period of aloneness and contemplation to understand what happened and why. You have been in pain, but now you are in the first stage of recovery, whether from emotional upheaval or physical illness. You are resting and taking the time to think things through and plan your next moves more wisely. This is the calm after the storm, and you may want to retreat from other people and the world. During this time, think, plan, and reevaluate what you had been doing before the crisis. It's time to get your inner house in order. And I think mainly what this is showing in the future is after your wish, you're going to become really fertile. You might get pregnant, you might have kids, or you might be nurturing and taking care of people, and that's a big job, and you're going to be really tired. So you're going to need to rest. So I think that's what this card is saying. And the last card in your future is the Two of Pentacles, which suggests either money coming from two sources or having to juggle finances to make ends meet. In some cases, it shows a financial or business partnership. It is a positive card indicating good fortune and enjoyment. You may be experiencing financial difficulty, but it won't last. Better times lie ahead. A message about money could be on its way to you, probably in written form. You are still in the stage of deciding which of two different options to choose. Perhaps you are concerned about financial issues and may be holding down more than one job or moonlighting to make extra money. It's time to make a choice and stick with it even if you aren't sure of the outcome. So after resting, you're going to get back into motion and you're going to have to juggle some things. So you might want to prepare yourself. I think that's what the resting card is for. Make sure you rest and contemplate. So yeah, get ready to have to juggle multiple things. This could be kids. You could have multiple kids you're going to have to juggle and nurture. So make sure you get that rest. So let's look at the root energy for this whole reading. So the root energy for the whole reading is the King of Pentacles, which represents a mature man who is not only wealthy but also courageous. Also, the King of Pentacles is associated with Taurus. He is a solid citizen, reputable, dependable, and kind to others. He symbolizes worldly power in a positive sense and is experienced in handling money matters. His stability is a major factor, making him someone who can provide reliable counsel on matters of money, property, and security. If the king represents an actual person, he is likely to be well disposed toward the querent. Possibly he is a corporate head where the person works, or a banker from whom the querent is soliciting a loan. If the king is not an actual person, then his appearance indicates that the querent is engaged in some worldly enterprise that will meet with success. So it's possible that this all could have to do with a business. Maybe you're being very fertile with that Empress there in the future, so much that you're going to set up so much clients or customers or profit that you're going to need to figure out how to juggle it or juggle finances. So yeah, like I said, this is sort of an experiment. So this is the first episode of the Z Spread. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Please tell all your friends about my show, and please put some comments and let me know how this is. See if you appreciate it. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.